Hello, hello, hello everyone. Queen Nightshade here. So today's Pick a Card reading is going to be about initiation into your psychic gifts. Now, this reading is more about gifts that you know about, especially since past life, present power has came up into this. This is like a beginning message. It's like a collective message for all. So this is a gift that you already know that you have. This is a gift that you have already experienced, that you have, that you resonate with, that you just feel deep within your, soul that you have. So when it comes to picking the pile that you want, if you're listening to the reading and it's not resonating, then that is not the pile for you, because this is something that you know, okay? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read you all three of these cards. We're going to read past life, present power to begin with. So let me go ahead and find that and we'll go ahead and hop right in. Talents, abilities, and powers wish to be restored to you now from past incarnations. This will help your path. You will often be able to recognize this because you will feel some instant fascination or deep interest for a culture, philosophy, sorry guys, the wind's blowing, heritage, or even place on earth or beyond, which is deeply compelling. This is your intuitive recognition that a part of your soul connected with this passionate interest is being drawn into integration. At sometimes there can be emotions, feelings, or even phobias or fears that temporarily arise. You may even find your taste for food and clothing and your sleep or other habits change quickly and notably for a time. These can all be signs that a past life energy is being integrated. Once it is digested into your current incarnation, you will feel more like yourself again, but in an expanded and more whole way. You will just feel like you are more of yourself, more stable, more full, and more at home in your own being. It is a lovely state of being to enjoy, which makes any ups and downs into the integration process more bearable. The Oracle brings specific guidance that some of these past gifts from other incarnations are associated with ancient Egypt and civilizations connected with ancient Egypt, earthly and beyond, including some star civilizations such as Sirius and the Pleiades. Look for the symbols, books, crystals, or colors that interest you, and pay attention to your dreams. If it is helpful to be conscious of any issues around the past life skill returning to you now, you will become aware of them so that they can be acknowledged, accepted, and released. Often when integration is occurring, people who have been connected to you in such lifetimes become a more prominent part of your life. It is possible that they will remain thus or that as the integration happens and you continue to grow. Some of those relationships will fall away as you have completed the karmic healing and integration of the energies associated with the past life, distilled the golden gift, and are ready to move on. So this is a signal for some of you guys that are watching this, that if there are some people that come up that feel like soul family, go for it. And if people start falling away, then I feel like that they have came. You guys have worked through what you guys need to work through, and to let them go. This may take weeks, months, or in some cases years. Let's see, I'm going to skip that part. To enable this soul awakening to occur, purification and time to assimilate the healing is recommended. You can accomplish this through rest, time in nature, prayer, that your power to be exercised with love and mercy and willingness to be guided by the divine Mother Lady Isis, who loves you unconditionally. Or if you don't, resonate with Lady Isis, God, source, ancestors, spirit guides, whomever you pray to. Also know that as wonderful as it sounds to retrieve past life power and ability is not always without a challenge. We often need to be willing to be fluid in our understanding and experience of ourselves. We need to be open to reframing our idea of ourselves as more spiritually connected. more powerful and more responsible for our light on this earth. That can be confronting at times. We often have to let go of any fear or disappointment we suffered in the relative past life before the gifts can be restored to us in a useful way this lifetime. You can rest assured that anything you need to know in order to heal will come to your awareness. You may or may not see the whole picture, and if you do not, then it isn't necessary for healing. We are always given more than enough to be able to heal. It's just a matter of being attentive and aware of what is happening before us in our lives, and realizing that if we follow any pain, we will find what needs healing. The gift hidden within the pain can be released. The oracle of past life present indicates that the gift found in our healing will be past life talents and abilities. As with all spiritual instructions contained in this oracle, as the whole Lady Isis will watch over you and assist you with process once you ask her in unconditional love. Alright, let's go ahead and read initiation. When you are being spiritually initiated into the mysteries of light, love, and power, there are moments of deep challenge. The key is to find the light within the challenge, the learning, growth, or wisdom that can be summoned to turn the challenge into an opportunity for healing. Whilst the scorching heat of Ra seeks to burn through any resistance, the Lady Isis, with compassion and cleverness, will protect you from burning instead of enabling you to be nourished and grow from the light of Ra. Let Isis help you pass the test of intense growth as you thrive with new light. For those on the path, initiates will occur at various stages. Sometimes your entire life will feel like an initiation. At other times, specific areas will be flowing easily while others are deeply challenging. The oracle comes as confirmation that you are not needlessly suffering. If you can find the light within the struggles, test, or challenge that face you now, you'll experience breakthrough healing. It is the almost unbearable solar fire of Ra that can cleanse the soul of wounds, and the love, compassion, and intelligence of Isis that temper the heat of Ra and stop it from burning and drying you out, or else you would be left with nothing but emptiness, anger, bitterness, and despair in your heart. These are not meant to be the outcome of life challenges. Rather than losing love and hope through the challenges of life, the initiate understands all aspects of life are growth opportunities in various states of disguise, waiting to be discovered. As an initiate, the oracle urges you to honor life as a gift and treat any challenges or pressures as a way for you to grow into a brighter, pure light capable of great spiritual service on this planet. That spiritual services includes growing an ability to be able to love freely and beyond limits, to love with courage and faith. In fact, initiate for you now, dear one, is an opening to new levels of power and peace, self-possession, and love. There are such sweet fruits waiting for you at the top of the tree you are currently climbing. It may seem as though you are barren land at times with little hope, nourishment, or encouragement, yet your spiritual oasis is not far away. The Lady Isis and the power of Ra together are helping you grow. Stay focused on the Lady and her love for you, and you shall pass through the desert of initiation unharmed and deeply transformed. Alright, and the last one, Pyramid of Light. As a being growing in significant light, darker energies can become more attracted to you. There's nothing to fear and only more mastery and awareness of the power and protection of divine love to experience. Here's guidance on the skills you have within you now to deal with any undesired interference. The Pyramid of Light confirms that energies have been causing interference with your path, and it is time now to end that interference with love and compassion. This oracle brings you confirmation that you are growing spiritually, and as such, there is a higher level of responsibility and skills required of you to continue to thrive and blossom to even deeper places of spiritual expansion. These new levels will feel joyful to you as they bring you to greater personal mastery and freedom from fear. Sometimes when you're growing your light, darker energies become more interested in you. There's nothing to be afraid of because no energy can interfere with you without your permission, and if you have unconsciously given permission by action or deed in this or other lifetimes, you have the free will to withdraw that permission from any place of peace and love within you right now. The key to handling any energy effectively, even that energy which no longer wish to have connected to your energy field, is to have compassion and respect in your heart, combined with a firm boundary and understanding of the principles of psychic protection. There are practices which are easy and helpful for you to use to nurture your light and make it easier to go into that place of inner peace and love on a daily basis, and that helps to protect and nourish the energy of your home and your workspace too. One such practice recommends for you now is the Pyramid of Light. This can be added to any other spiritual or inner work practice that yet will also stand on its own. It can be used on a person, physical space such as home or workplace, or venue for a special occasion, even placed around a project. Sorry guys, I'm reading it through because I'm not going to read the ritual. But yeah guys, I'm gonna quit there. So psychic protection is a must. So like I said, I felt called to do an initiation of psychic gifts that you already know about. This is like this is growth in those psychic gifts that you already know about. This is an initiation, and it's something that has these gifts have been with you not only in this lifetime but previous lifetimes, and with the Pyramid of Light, to make sure while you're going through this initiation to be psychically protecting yourself. All right, let's go ahead, and I'm going to show you the cards. I'm going to play some music with them. Make sure to pick with your third eye and not your physical one. And when hearing the music, make sure the music that you hear resonates with your intuition as well. All right. Hello everyone. Welcome to the card selection. So this is going to be pile number 1. And I'm going to go ahead and play some music. Remember to pick with your third eye and not your physical one. Hello. This is pile number 2. So this is the card, and I'm going to play some music. Remember to pick with your third eye and not your physical one. Hello. This is pile number 3. Remember, this is the card. And remember to pick with your third eye and not your physical eye. I'm going to play some music. All right, let's go ahead and hop. Hey guys, so I forgot to record this part. I kind of just jumped into it, so I'm going to read you out of the book, and then after this it will actually show the reading that it did. Alright? Okay, so it says soul retrieval. Did you know that pieces of you can be trapped in the past, in traumatic experiences, and in relationships, even those long since gone, because part of your power remains with another? This can happen because of the permission subconsciously given for them to hold a piece of your spirit. Then the time comes for such permissions to be revoked and the piece of self to be reclaimed and restored to the soul. Master healer and goddess of deep soul restoration, the Lady Isis now guides you to make peace with the past and reclaim the lost pieces of your own soul. The time has come for you to take entirely into your own possession, to call your soul from trauma in this lifetime and others, to give yourself back to yourself, wholly and completely. In doing so, your life will flourish, infused with greater energy into beautiful new expressions. Isis calls the soul back into wholeness again. Her passion, determination, and unfailing love for her beloved Osset restored him from a dismembered, distorted, and fractured self into a whole divine masculine being once more. The Oracle of Soul Retrieval gives you the Oracle of Soul Retrieval guides you to forgive and reclaim your own power and energy in totality now. Even if the trapped energy is so unconscious and that you do not even know that you're a missing part of yourself. Searching for any inner places that feel incomplete or draining is a way to commence the process of soul retrieval. Forgiveness can be a good place to begin the work more consciously. This is hard spiritual work sometimes because we can want to be right or justified in what we feel or perceive, and we don't want to be harmed again by allowing inappropriate behavior. In the action of forgiveness, you're simply reclaiming your energy from the situation, person, or experience, so that is at your disposal instead of being trapped in their energy field. What is most likely to occur is that the person, place, or situation will simply fall away from your life and be released. You will not be opening yourself up to attack. You'll be wiser and stronger for your forgiveness and the ability that forgiveness gives you to reclaim your spirit. You will have more energy, and with no further effort, you will actually move on, not just in mind or body, but in spirit. This oracle also indicates you have a healing ability, that you are capable of channeling soul energy to help others forgive and reclaim their spirit too. The more you base your work in unconditional love, which is the true nature of the soul, the more powerful your work will become for yourself and for others in service. Your healing gift is quite deep, and if you're interested in working in a healing capacity with others, or wondering if this is the right calling for you, then this card serves as confirmation for you. The Oracle of Soul Retrieval also brings a special message for healers. Sometimes in your deep work with others, you desire to be of service can drain you if you're not carefully cleansing your energy field. If you have pulled this card together with the Pyramid of Light, which we didn't, this is unconditionally loving. Your clients will gain more strength in learning to feed their own energy field rather than feeding off of yours, and you will gain more strength in this process too. It can be hard work to change patterns of professional and energetic dependency, but it is worth the effort so that you do not become drained and unable to continue your path as a healer. This guidance applies equally to those that are not formal healers, but tend to attract those seeking guidance and support informally into their lives. Alright, we're going to hop right into the reading, guys. Hello, hello, hello. If you chose pile number 1, Soul Retrieval, this is your reading. So I'm going to, before I hop into the reading, I'm going to kind of go over what I did in the beginning, because I think this is very important and vital for this reading. And I know some people just skip to their reading without listening to the beginning. This psychic gift that I'm talking about, that you're going through initiation with, you already know about it. There is no, well, if this could be mine. No. If you have to think about if this psychic gift is yours, then more than likely this reading is not for you. And since this is about going into initiation into it, there has to be some type of knowledge There has to be some type of knowledge about it for this specific reading. All right, now that I've gotten into that, please make sure you go and watch the beginning. There's other important information in the beginning where it talks about psychically protecting yourself, because initiations, when you go through that process, you have to protect yourself, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and hop into your spiritual gift. So you guys got soul retrieval. I feel like you guys are really, soul retrieval is basically going back into traumatic events and getting back a part of yourself that you had lost due to traumatic events. You're somebody that can really maneuver through your traumatic events. Like, you go through them and then you look back upon them. You work with yourself. You work with your higher self. You work with your spiritual team to go back to these events and heal a part of yourself and bring it and integrate it back within yourself. Another thing that I was picking up just off the imagery, I got like psychic psi balls, energy balls. Basically what you do is you rub your hands together and then you clap them a few times and you can feel the energy within your hands. I feel like you guys are good with energy work. I feel that you guys can create psi balls. Some of you can put a whole, like when they talk about shielding yourself in guided meditations or shielding yourself for the day, I feel like you guys can create this ball with your hand and put it over your body to shield yourself. I also feel like you heal through your hands because of this energy within your hands, because of this like I said, psi ball energy with your hands. You're a healer, and a healer that when they touch can heal. I got in my head as I was talking about that, some of you guys are good. I would consider it like maybe a Reiki master or someone that can touch to heal others, heal like the energetic field around someone. I'm also hearing like delay the pain, and like I got the image of like you doing energy work and you touching someone and it like kind of delays their pain, maybe like numbs it for a little bit, like it works for a little bit, it comes back but it works for a moment. So maybe like even when I think about that and I speak it out loud, it makes me think about like someone that massages and can pull the tension out through their hands. You might be someone where you're massaging and you know exactly where the knot is, you know exactly where the tension is without like really going over someone's body a lot. You just might automatically know where that tension is in someone's body or that knot. And like I said, you temporarily remove the pain, because even when you get massages, like later on, there will be knots that come again, and there will be, tension that comes again, depending on the person that you work on, what their day-to-day life is. I also heard breaking energetic cords or cords from yourself or people. So for instance, cord cutting is what I'm getting, and not like the lighting candles and putting the strings around them. I'm picking up that you guys can feel or even see, for some of you, this might not be for all of you, you can see these cords either in your dream realm, in meditation, or if you're in that trance state where you're working on, where you're like in the, what is it called, the theta, it's either theta or beta state, where your mind's really relaxed, where you can actually see these cords. And it's kind of like, it wouldn't surprise me if you guys could see auras, because you could see the energy of these cords. Wow, that's really interesting, guys. I'm also hearing like sticking your hands down in the earth, and maybe there's like a I'll give you an example, and it's something that has happened to me. I had this like the shop that I was working in sold bamboo, and the bamboo that was either dying or half dead, they would throw it out, and that kind of made me sad, because I don't like watching nature die. I'm like depressy and stressy like in the winter time, because I don't know, I just don't like seeing it. Working on it, but I don't like seeing it. I know it's it's how nature works, but it makes me sad. So like I of course picked up this one bamboo, and I gave it good soil, and I had energized my hands, like I did the energy work in my hands, and then I placed my hands in the soil with the bamboo, and the bamboo got better within, I want to say, 3 or 4 days, and it stayed really healthy for me until we did a big move. And moving with plants and animals, they can get really stressed out, and I think just the stress of moving from one state to the other caused this bamboo to die. So I see this gift for you guys as well. All right, so that's all I'm picking up from that card. Let's go ahead and let's see, where did I put that palette? There it is. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next cards. You guys got learning from social conflict, confronting inner demons, and transforming empathic absorption. That makes a lot of sense. The transforming empathic absorption, especially when like I said, going back to that massage or healing. Like I said, I just feel like you guys can pull, and you guys can transmute energy, and you can heal this energy. Even if it's like only temporary, you can do it. And this might be an initiation for some of you, where like you guys can do it to where the effects of your work last longer than what you're normally used to, especially if you guys have clients. I mean, this could deal with, it doesn't even have to be massage therapy. It could deal with you being a cosmetologist, or you being a hairdresser, or you being someone that does nails, and like, someone coming in not feeling good about themselves, not feeling good about how they look, or this or that. And it's like, you speaking with them, you working with their hair, you working on their hands with their nails and stuff like that. You with this empathic absorption, you just like pull away some of that nastiness that they're carrying with them, because you are good at transmuting that energy. You are good at taking on that energy. and they feel better at the end of the day. I've always thought that cosmetologists or hairdressers or nail technicians were great energy workers, because they really do, I feel they really do work with energy to heal people, not only on the outside but on the inside. With this confronting inner demon, we'll go back to learning from social conflict. You guys might have had a lot of conflict with other people. You might have been, even if it wasn't you directly involved in the problem, you might be someone that seems to get in the middle, even like when you're trying not to be in the middle. And I feel like this is lessons for you to help with this psychic gift, to think outside of the box and to come up with different solutions and different ways to help other people. Now, I'm not talking about, like saving everyone and being Superman or Superwoman, but, for those that you can help, and those that you have energy for, because we can take on too much, which when I was pulling your cards, that did come up in the guidance, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But like I said, I do feel like you learn from social conflict, and you can see the warning signs, and you can see ways to solve things, because maybe you've been in it before, been involved in it before, or you yourself have been in it. And you are very strong, because not a lot of people can sit there and confront their inner demons. A lot of people will distract themselves. A lot of people will just ignore it or stuff it down and not really work on it. But you are someone that really does work on yourself, and you I'm hearing not only do you confront your inner demons, you show that side of you love, because there cannot be light without darkness, and there cannot be darkness without light. You understand that balance. You understand that, not everybody can be perfect all the time. And that's like a human lesson we all have to learn, that we can't be good or we can't be perfect like 24/7. And there's a lot of programming when it comes to like being shamed for having certain emotions or doing certain actions and stuff like that. But as I said before, we can't be perfect, but you're someone that really does that. Let's see what else you got. Okay, you got worthiness, rage, and shine. Some of you guys might, especially with this inner, confronting inner demons, some of you guys might have been ashamed or put yourself down for having rage, for being mad, for being upset. You might have put yourself down because, maybe you was taught that that's not very ladylike, or maybe you was taught that, you shouldn't feel that way. You shouldn't act that way. Like, brushing things underneath the rug. Maybe your family didn't accept it when they did something to you, and you was outraged, and the anger that you showed, and they didn't really they kind of treated it like maybe nothing, or they told you to be quiet, shut up, just deal with it, right? But I feel like with this gift is helping you find the worthiness within yourself. But I also feel like you're going to be teaching people how to have worth within themselves. And if you look really closely here, this is really pretty, guys. I mentioned auras, and if you look around her, she's got a purple and blue glow. I don't know if you could see that really well. That's really pretty. You guys might have a purple, indigo, or blue aura, and a blue aura talks about like your throat chakra being very open, you being very vocal, speaking your truth, whether people shame you or put you down. I kind of laughed about that because I was thinking about the Rick and Morty episode, because I absolutely love what he says, but I can't remember verbatim, but he said he was talking about something and people started booing him, and he was like, he was talking about how he didn't care about how they booed at him, because he seen what made people clap, as in he seen, he was kind of like what they was clapping about really wasn't something great to be clapping about. And he didn't need like their validation. And then he said something about, the more you do something, it raises my self-esteem. And like, that's what I kind of feel like with you guys, because you guys have been through the ringer and you've seen a lot of things, and you're just like, you don't need that acceptance, or you're going to be with this initiation, you're going to feel like you don't need outside validation, because you know your path, you know when you're on the right path, things like that. But like I said, you're also someone with these cups, or not these cups, these teapots. You're going to be someone that helps others fill up their own cup, by teaching them how to do so. And if you guys are working on rage or still working on rage, this is confirmation. Keep working through that. Everybody has, at one point in time, rage, and we got to work through it. If you keep on stuffing it down, it's not going to be healthy. It's going to be an unhealthy rage. Actually, let me get that book out, because that I think that will help. It says, take a breath, close your eyes, and put both hands over your lower abdomen. Tune into the part of you that feels out of control. Flood it with loving, healing, golden light. Now put both hands over your heart and do the same. You have a right to your full range of emotions, including anger. Sacred rage inspires us to run for office, lead protests, and shift policies. But unhealthy rage can devour your very soul. Get clear on what is really happening. Allow yourself to feel your feelings to see the truth. Just because you feel threatened does not mean you are being threatened. Right, like use that rage to fuel you. So when you get mad about something, or you get really super angry about that rage comes with a lot of power. Like a lie can give you a lot of energy. So take that energy, take that emotion, and use it productively. And it will help you get things done that you never thought that you could get done. Okay? With the shine, I feel like you guys encourage other people to shine. But I think it's in a way on how they watch you live your life. They like watch your actions. They watch how you do, what you say. And I'm picking up that a lot of you guys, like, your words match your actions. And if you don't say anything, your actions speaks volumes, and it inspires other people. It inspires other people to shine just like you do. Alright, let's go ahead and pull these. Okay, so you guys got a blessing on a home and a blessing of the waters. This right here, especially like this scenery, this just reminds me of that the plant that I was talking about how you guys can rejuvenate plants. I also picked up with this, since it's I picked up earth and water. You work really well in earth and water elements. Those might be your two main elements. That might be a part of your chart. You might have a lot of earth and water. You might have a stellium of water or a stellium of earth. With the blessing of water, I also feel like that deals with the transforming empathic absorptions. You guys might be able to transmute all the energy that you feel or that you absorbed through water. Sitting in the bathtub, maybe like even just like soaking and relaxing for an hour with a with Epsom salt or sea salt. You guys might notice that when you're in the tub, before you get in the tub, while you're in the tub, and then after you get out of the tub, you guys might sorry, excuse me. You guys might feel a lot lighter, and the reason why that you guys feel a lot lighter is because you have energetically cleansed yourself of this energy. All right. Okay, so the next cards is going to be about guidance. Is going to be about guidance to help you through this initiation. And you guys got 10 of Swords, the King of Swords in reverse, the Tower, the Shadow side, Temperance, the Emperor, and the 10 of Cups. And this is what I was talking about earlier that I said I'd come back to. So I feel like for you guys, the guidance to help you through this initiation is do not take on more than you can handle. Do not absorb energy, or do not try and do this energy work or soul retrieval or anything of that nature. If you're feeling tired, don't do it. If you're feeling icky, sick, don't do it. If you feel like it's just gonna overwhelm you, do not do it. And the way that you're gonna know that it's too much is this King of Swords in reverse. You are gonna be grouchy. You're gonna be kind of hateful. You're not going to really want to deal with people. You're just going to be, like I said, you're going to be with this Tower, you're going to be all out of whack. You're not going to be, you're not going to feel happy. You're going to feel tired. You're going to feel grumpy. You're going to feel, I'm also hearing very, very hungry. Like you just can't get enough to eat. That could be also a sign. So avoid taking on more than you can chew, and if you need people to help and assist you, please reach out and ask others to help and assist you. Also with the shadow side, I think that correlates with the confronting inner demons, because this card really, in this deck, this card talks about someone coming in and completely ruining your day, and like you allowing something to have total power over you when you have the power all along. So one, don't let another try and overpower you or like ruin your whole entire day. Or do not, I also got with that, do not like stop your shadow work. Do not try and, like I said, dismiss it, suppress it, act like it's not there. Continue to do shadow work. Now you don't have to do it all in big one heap. That's not, healing is linear. It's not a contest. You can't do it in 24 hours. That could be also what it's talking about as well. Take small steps and don't balance. Just have balance within yourself, okay? I just seen 25, so that might be a sign. You might be 25. 2 + 5 = 6. The life path number 7. You might be a Sagittarius, Aquarius, Capricorn or Aries. You might have Mars, or yeah, you might have Mars in these planets. With this Emperor and the sign that it's in, Aries, I feel like that's that rage that I was talking about, that knowing when to use that rage constructively. Do you see how he's just sitting there on his throne? And most importantly, fill up your own cup and take care of those around you. Take care of family. Spend a lot of time with family. All right, that was a really long reading, but I enjoyed it. If you liked, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have a story, comment down below. I'd love to hear it. All right, till next time, guys. Bye. Hello, hello, hello. If you chose pile number 2, Magic and Ritual, this is your reading. Okay, so before I go ahead and hop into the reading, I wanted to go over some things, because I know people kind of skip over the beginning, and I feel like this is important. So these psychic gifts that I talk about, they are what you already know. So if you're wondering, is this my pile, or do I really have this psychic gift, then this is not the reading for you. Coming into this reading, coming into these gifts, this is something that you already know that you have. Another thing is to go and watch the beginning if you have not, because this is initiation. Learn a little bit more about that, as well as psychic protection, and to make sure that you psychically protect yourself while you're going through this initiation. All right. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm going to read this whole card out in the beginning, and then we'll hop right into it. So it says, for us to grow empowered and potent on the path of ancient feminine power, we need to honor our knowing and being and cultivate sacred practice. Sacred practice becomes a habit of growing our spiritual power and consciousness. Like a garden needing regular care and watering to blossom and flourish, our inner garden of the soul, where our creativity, joy, spiritual gifts, and bliss bubble away, also need regular attention. Coming to our practices takes strength and inner will. Even though it can feel amazing, we still have to wake up, set aside time, and discipline ourselves to show up for our own inner growth. We will reap the benefits when we do, but we must allow ourselves to fall in love with our practice, to craft something that really speaks to us so that we want to do it. The desire and the discipline together helps us engage with our practice regularly, and we can grow so fast it can be quite shocking. When innate shows particular promise, higher guidance will be often encouraged that they develop a regular practice to hone their spiritual and creative abilities and more fully manifest their divine potential. They will grow faster and stronger spiritually and be able to step into spiritual healing and leadership to greater effect. You are one such soul, dear innate, and you are being guided to prepare for this growth in authority now with your sacred practice. This oracle is guidance that you do have great power and wisdom within you, but you need to provide channels for it to flow and be active and empower in your physical life. Sacred practice is such a channel. Without these channels, the ego is left to create on its own, which is not fun at all. The ego believes in fear and separation, and no matter how much it may want to feel love, bliss, connection, joy, and fulfillment, it really cannot do it without your spiritual presence in life. Ritual and magic as a form of sacred practice are recommended for you as a way to bring more spiritual presence into your waking life, to heal and support the ego as you learn to create a life that feels better and brings you and others more fulfillment. Sacred practice with magic and ritual may involve any of the guided exercises in this oracle. Choose what feels good for you and experiment with what might be a regular pattern of practice for you. You are worth it. Remember, whatever efforts you do put in will be repaid to you in wonderful benefits many, many times over. Once you experience these effects, it might only take a day or two, it may only take a day or a week or two for the effect to show itself. You'll be more committed to continue. The effects are cultivated as you continue to practice. The positive effects continue to grow. If you have recently started sacred practice, this oracle is confirmation that it's working well for you, and you should not give up if you are not seeing the results that you hope for. They are coming to you fast. Nice. Okay, so that's confirmation for someone in this pile. This oracle is also confirmation that if you're considering making an adjustment in your sacred practice, it might be time to do so, provided that you don't dismiss the gains you have already made with your current practice, and you remember that sometimes small changes can have big effect. Ritual magic practice with clear intent to be of service of the highest good and to manifest through unconditional love accelerates your power and growth, particularly when it's based on what your heart truly desires. It might be about connecting more with your body, about stilling your mind, or expressing your voice or creativity. An example of a practice is outlined now, but it's simply an example. As long as your practice includes invocation or prayer to divine forces of unconditional love, provides a structure through which divine energy can flow, and it feels natural and right for you, then it will work for you. Please note that if you have pulled, I'm not going to read that part. So that's awesome, guys. What I picked up for this pile is there is a book that I recommend. It's called The Altar Within by Juliet Diaz. I'm not fully done with it because it is a book that takes time to really digest, and she gives you things to work on. But if you are drawn to check that book out, I would highly recommend it. It actually talks about, crafting sacred space, making your practice more making your practice like more you, making it, like that card says, more enjoyable, and things of that nature. She talks about, how she had to change up the way that she did her spiritual practice, and some of the things that she learned, and some of the things that she incorporated from the past and integrated in the future. She also talked about, she did a whole social media detox. It's a really good book. I will link it down below in the comments. This isn't like a thing where I get paid for. I just really like the book. I really like, the message that she was putting out there, and I feel like that kind of resonates with this pile. All right. So for you guys that picked this pile, you guys work with magic. You guys do magic. I feel like this initiation for you guys is going to be about creating a more authentic practice to yourself. I feel like some of you guys might be like, you learn the basics, you learn the beginner, and now you're ready to step into the next level. Now you're ready to really amp it up. Now you're ready to really fully commit, or fully just do it more on a daily basis, instead of maybe when you're off, have your off days, or maybe during a certain, moon phase, or maybe a certain day of the week, you know what I mean? I feel like you guys are going to be incorporating your practice and figuring out a good mesh for your daily practice every single day. Okay? Alright, so let's look into more of the cards. You guys got breaking the chain of repeating cycles, experiencing the reality of change, and mentalizing emotional impressions. And I'm going to read from the book for that one. So I feel like the first two go really good and hand in hand, and I feel like you guys have experienced this. I feel like you guys might have known about like this never-ending repeat that you was going through. Like, you're good at seeing when cycles are repeating, and you wanted to do something to change it, which led you down the magical path. You wanted to do something about it. You wanted to change. You wanted to change that energy, and you wanted to experience as the said, experience the reality of change. And I feel like because I'm hearing non-believers, so I feel like some of you guys might have been a non-believer until you actually did it, because you might have been so sick and tired of the cycle that you was going through, where you thought, hey, I'm going to try to give this a go, and it worked for you, and you was like, well, here we go. Like, I'm going to go down this rabbit hole because it worked. And it's just because I feel like magic is in your bloodline. I feel like someone in your bloodline sorry guys, it felt like something stung me. I feel like you have magic, those that practice magic in your bloodline. It might not be recent. It could be a couple generations back, but somewhere along the line, you guys, your family practiced magic. So it comes, I feel like it might come naturally to some of you guys, even if you guys never even grew up with it. I also feel like this might be my pile that watched a lot of like magical movies. Like, as I got older and I watched like the movies that I used to watch when I was young, it had a lot to deal with like mediumship, spirit animals, nature spirits, witchcraft. Like, I was watching, like, for instance, spirit animals. I feel like Totoro is like spirit animal. Like, these kids wander out in the forest and they find this big, I don't know what he is, but like, I feel like he was a spirit animal. And then with like the mediumship, I used to watch this movie called Princess and the Goblins, and this girl like kind of ran away to help this boy fight these goblins, and her grandmother had been talking to her, and then you find out that the grandmother had been dead for a while. And let's see, another one, Teen Witch or Simply Irresistible. Like, look back on some of the movies that you used to watch and see if you can find, that might be confirmation for someone. See if you can find things like that in movies. I mean, there was even one where I didn't even think it had anything to do with magic or witchcraft, and it did. And it was a movie it was called Trading Moms, and it was about these kids that wished that they had a different mom, and they went to this like older lady, and like she was literally doing spells. Like, she did a spell to have these kids go to this like little place where they could pick out a mom, and you could only get like 3 picks. And if you couldn't find a mom after the 3rd one, like, you had no mom. Like, it was, yeah. Like I said, it was kind of amazing to see that. You guys also might be the generational, the ones that break generational curses in your family. And that's the reason why the magical path, you have been led down the magical path. to help remove heavy energy from your bloodline, to help remove toxic cycles that your bloodline may be going through. I'm also picking that up. All right, I'm gonna read. I'm trying not to make these too long, but I feel like they're gonna be, the first pile was long, so I feel like they're all gonna be pretty long. Okay, so let me hop into that. All right. The cognitive mind and the emotional body work hand in hand at varied degrees for everyone. Personally, I've always been a little bit jealous of super smart people, of traditional psychics. Individuals who are more cerebral by nature simply have a different set of gifts from highly empathic souls, but in truth it does not make them better or more evolved. We all have something important to offer the world, and we can all learn from each other. Such is the beauty of diversity. Pulling this card is urgent message to not become overly attached to emotions, but to pay more attention to thoughts instead. Make it cerebral. This is a message to step out of your emotional body for a bit of time to see a greater perspective. Think things through rather than only feeling things through. Thinking and feeling should work harmoniously so that equilibrium can be maintained. For empaths, objectively analyzing an emotionally charged situation is much easier said than done. Oftentimes our emotions seem to encourage us to try solving situations and discovering answers to things, even when it's unwise or impossible. Heavy emotions beg resolutions, but when we hang on to our emotions, we can often become worked up into a flurry that is difficult to manage. Because we are empaths, so often struggle with differentiating between the emotions of ourselves and those of others. Emotional self-awareness is a tremendous asset. Bringing emotions to the mind can be accomplished on a regular basis throughout the day. It takes only a moment to think about the emotion we're beginning to experience. When caught in the moment, it's easier to see whether or not it belongs to us personally or is a snowball of external influences. A piece of insight worth considering is that by mentally reviewing the day in the evening, we can trace our day's emotional experiences and pinpoint the origins of any given sensation. When rewinding our day in a meditative state, it's important to remember that we ourselves are deeply emotional beings and that not every emotion we experience is external. However, external emotions can latch onto our own personal emotions, creating the unique challenge of understanding what is ours and what is not. Emotional mindfulness is a process of discerning and differentiating our sensations so that we can grow in awareness. Very awesome. So this might be something that you guys might be stepping into, or this is a practice that you guys have already been doing, or a practice you've been thinking about doing, incorporating in your daily life. So if so, this is just confirmation that you are going in the right path. All right, let's see the other cards you guys got. You guys got Cosmic Power, Harvest, and Divine Lineage. See, I told you guys, Divine Lineage talks about ancestors. So like I said, you guys have this in your bloodline. With the Cosmic Power, I feel like you guys... you work well with the elements, you work well with the days, you work well with, even for some of you guys, you work well with good astrological events. You guys might have a lot of 8th house or 12th house in your natal chart. especially with like the mentalizing emotional impressions. They say that 12th housers, they are very good at being aware of like external from them, but they're not very good at, and it goes with time. This isn't like a forever thing, but as they mature, they start to know themselves more. They get to know themselves a little bit more. Especially if it's in the sun, which I can relate to because I have a lot of 12th house in my placements. This is also my pile with the cosmic power that likes to know if they're on the right path. And I'm going to read this guidance for you. It says, you are in the right place. Release the fear of your power. You are sacred. You're magic. Now that you know this, you can no longer pretend not to. It says, rise up into your magnificence. Love and accept yourself fully to unlock everything you seek. Stop pretending to be less than you are. Your real power has nothing to do with external gains. Cosmic power cannot be destroyed or lost. You're created by the same force that was birthed the sun and the moon. Oh, that's beautiful, guys. That's like, I kind of feel like that's like a side message, and like to reap what you have sown so far and to celebrate yourself. And I feel like your ancestors are celebrating you for doing the hard work, for breaking the chain of repeating cycles. Okay, so the other cards that I got is blessing for the right words and a blessing on your creativity. So I feel like you guys might have a strong, like your Mercury might be in Gemini, or it might be in Virgo. You guys know what to say and when to say it at the right time. You guys are my pile that has like wisdom that just comes out. Like you guys have claircognizance and just know what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. A blessing on your creativity. Of course, we know in magic and ritual, you got to be creative with it, right? You got to come up with your own ways and figure out what works best for you. So this is you guys are very, very creative. You guys do new things and try out new things, and this might be incorporated in this new practice that you have, getting inspirations from others, but also like doing things your own way and doing what works best for you. Okay, so the next cards is the advice given to help you through this initiation, and you guys got 8 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 2 of Wands, 2 of Swords, High Priestess, and King of Cups. So the first thing I'm picking up is to trust your intuition, trust your gut. But I also picked up with the 8 of Pentacles. And look, if you look right here, I always incorporate this with ancestors because it's got the skull and the candle. I feel like, and the 4 of Swords, like them being together is just to take your time, and like it said, I even think it said in the beginning, to hone your skills, hone your practice, and that's what the 8 of Pentacles always is about. It's like taking the time to hone your skills, not skipping steps or cutting corners, resting when you need to, but also doing the things that you know you need to do as well. Be careful with fear with this pile, and that makes so much sense with 8 of Swords and 2 of Swords popping up, because In that last one I just read to you, the cosmic power, where it said to stop denying how powerful you are, stop binding yourself, stop putting yourself in these situations and thinking that you are less than, or thinking that you're not capable of more, or thinking that you're not capable at all. This is my pile that second guesses themselves a lot and sometimes needs a lot of reassurance, but you need to start learning how to reassure yourself. And stop looking for outside validations. You have everything you need within you. I just had a movie pop up in my mind, so maybe you guys like this movie, have recently watched this movie. I got Sucker Punch in mind. And there's a quote, I'll put it down below with your pile, but it says, you have all the weapons you need, now fight. Yeah. Alright guys, if you like this message, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have a story and you wish to share it with me, I'd love to hear it. Put it down in the comments below. Alright, bye guys. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose Life Restored, this is your reading. Before I hop into the reading, I want to go over a couple of things because I know sometimes people skip the beginning, and there's some vital information that I want to go over. So when listening to these piles, this is a psychic gift that you already know about, that you are going through initiation with. So if you sit there and think, I don't know, maybe this one don't sound like me, then it's probably not your pile. Pick another one. Another thing as well, and like I said, I really want you guys to listen in the beginning. We talk about psychic protection, because going through initiation, you do need to protect yourself while going through it, okay? Alright, so first and foremost, I'm going to read this whole entire card for you guys, and then we'll go ahead and hop right into it. So it says, Life Restored. Life Restored brings a message that a trauma-ending struggle or apparent defeat is not the end of the story for you now. What may appear to be an ending can sometimes simply be the forces of ancient feminine power flowing into new pathways, pulling energy away from old forms so that they can transition into new forms. This can take a short or long periods of time. It could be over days or years, weeks, months, or decades. It doesn't matter how long something appears to have been decaying, it will spring back into life at the right time. Just as the river Nile subtly adjusts its course over time, so too will the river of light that flows through you, filling you with life force and divine energy, move with innate wisdom. You can trust what is happening for you now. Something important to you is coming back to life. It might even feel like you are coming back to life after a period of increasingly emotional numbness, physical or psychological struggle, or spiritual disillusionment. It might also be a lifestyle, practice, business, or relationship, new or old, that is coming to life now. You are guided by divine priestess of the Phoenix, Sister Isis, to turn your face to the sun. Just as the sacred scarab follows the movement of the sun, you're encouraged to focus on the light and life that is seeking you now. Do not resign yourself to the ways things have been. Let go of the past. Be brave and bold, and allow the Phoenix priestess to inspire you to realize that the return of life, the restoration, sorry, I'm tongue-tied, guys. The resurrection is upon you now. Have hope and optimism. Just because something has fallen away in the past does not mean it will not have value and be able to grow in the present moment. Take what is going to be offered in your life, the rebirth that is happening, into your wide open arms now, and be assured that you have transitioned through the energies of death and into new life now. Peace to you, dear innate of the light. The past is over. Enjoy your rebirth. So you guys are my Phoenix pile. You guys are my resurrection pile. My renewal pile. You guys regenerate quickly. I actually got the image of American Horror Story, and it's not exactly like that, but where where something was once dead, the new supreme, and I think it's like the second part of Coven, but they don't call it the Coven. I think they call it the Apocalypse. But her, well, it was her and Misty Day, where Misty Day could bring back things. She brought herself back from the dead. And I can't remember the other girl, but she brought an animal back to life as well. Okay? So you guys are really good at going through things and coming out of like traumatic events, things that would literally knock other people down and leave them stuck there. You guys are great at like rebuilding yourself, at renewing yourself. I heard death cycle, so really basking in the death cycle, allowing what is dead and gone to be removed, and to let the old fall away and the new begin, is basically what I'm saying. You guys are really good at that. Wow. You guys might have a lot of Scorpio in your chart. You guys might have your Pluto in Scorpio. You guys might have a Scorpio moon, because the moon's always about subconscious, the subconscious, the inner you, and having it in Scorpio. So you guys really dive deep into yourself and your emotions. All right, let's see what other cards you guys got. Okay, you guys got realizing empathy as a revolution, expressing artistic creativity, and researching the mystical world. Okay, so some of you guys, like I said, there's a lot of Scorpio placements that I'm feeling for this one. So you guys might have thought to feel everything was a curse. You guys might have really not liked this about yourself. Really tried to wish it away. You really didn't want the gift. And I get it, because feeling deeply can suck sometimes. Feeling deeply for even those that have wronged you can suck a lot. But I feel like I'm going to read that from the book for you guys. Let's see. Because I feel like it will have some words of wisdom, especially if you're still in that state of feeling this way. The word empathy is surprisingly new to the human lexicon, less than 100 years old. It comes from the German, I have no idea what that says, I'm just going to show you guys, which can be translated as feeling into, whereas sympathy is more akin to feeling an emotion for someone. Empathy is feeling emotion as if experienced that which another is experiencing. This card reminds us that although it can be horrendously difficult journey at times, empathy is a force of evolution. The world needs us. Empathy binds societies together in order to make them more successful. Empathy diffuses war and conflict. It allows us to form deep connections with others, thereby preserving and progressing the human species. The overwhelming scientific conscious is the empathy is a projective force of evolution. That's right, we are evolution. We are revolution. Sorry guys, the wind's blowing hard. Let's find my place again. We are a revolutionary force in a world too often divided by cruelty and self-motivation. In reality, although it can be a difficult force to reckon with, highly empathic people encourage a social bonding. We encourage people to recognize similarities rather than getting hung up on differences. We are a bridge. Science and spirituality are not separate entities, but very much exist hand in hand. A realistic and grounded approach to scientific fields of study and their theories help an empath understand their role in life from a different angle and help any spiritual path open to new levels of awareness. We are all in this together, and thank goodness we are. Yes. So remember, you are the bridge keeper. You're the one that reminds people, to focus on, like it said, to focus on our similarities instead of our differences. You're the one that wants us to focus on, instead of focusing on cruelty, focusing more on love and acceptance. Instead of focusing more on individuality, which we all need that, but there has to be a balance, right? Individuality, but also coming together. So always remember that, guys, especially if you're still stuck, if you're still in that position right now where you still feel like it's a curse. Are expressing artistic creativity. I feel like this pile, and I've talked about it in previous readings before, I feel like this pile creates beautiful things out of very hard places that they've been in. You guys create beautiful paintings, or you create beautiful music, or you write beautiful poems, or you make beautiful movies, or write beautiful books, beautiful stories. Like a lot of the things that you go through, you really channel it into creativity. And creativity actually helps you guys transmute those heavy emotions that you're going through, that heavy cycle that you're going through. And while you're working through and working on whatever you're working on, at the end of it, you have created something beautiful that has not only helped yourself and helped you transmute the heavy emotions you was going through, others relate to it, others get inspired by it, others rejoice when they see it. You make people feel in their power, especially, and if it's something that you haven't done, I would highly recommend you doing it. But like crafting something, but then telling your story behind it. So telling everybody the experience that you had while creating what you created, because it's very inspiring to others, and it makes others feel like they're not alone. Especially with some of the hard stuff that they've went through, and it's like it helps them just not feel alone, and it helps inspire them for them to create their own, to be creative and create their own things. Researching the mystical world, which is no surprise. You guys might be researching the occult, or have been researching the occult for a while, or just researching topics that people really don't dive deep into. You guys might, I'm hearing lands. So you guys might research a lot of different places, a lot of different time errors. Getting knowledge that people use like once upon a time, but we don't use it anymore. Like, let's just say you're really interested in Atlantis, and you find some hidden gems within Atlantis, or hidden gems with Egypt, or hidden gems with, whatever you're, because I'm getting for this pile, there's a certain place that you really resonate with, and you get a lot of wisdom from it. But I can't, each place is different for different people. It could be Mayans, it could be Aztec, it could be anywhere really. It could also be their spirituality and what they did back in the day might resonate with you now. Certain ceremonies, certain rituals. And this might be a sign that if you have been and you've been thinking about it, like I said, this reading's really about more of you already knowing or you already doing. So if you've been looking into certain spirituality or rituals or things of that nature, to research more into it, there's a reason why it's calling you. And this initiation might be wisdom being opened up to you that will help you in this life, in this lifetime. All right, I got more cards. You guys got joy, level up, and awakening. Yeah, I feel like for this pile, the initiation has already started, or you're in the middle of it, especially with the level up and the awakening. The joy, I think, correlates with what we was talking about with realizing empathy as a revolution. Just you seeing the joy in your gift, you seeing how it makes others joyful and what makes the world go round. I'm going to read level up to you guys, and I might even read awakening, because like I said, you guys might already be in the midst of this. Raise your standards. A leap forward is for one. A leap forward for one is a leap forward for the tribe. Your choices can raise the frequency of your community and the planet. Man, each card just keeps on. Yeah, it keeps on repeating. Time to level up. This is your season for a quantum leap. You have prepared for this. Life does not have to be linear, and neither does growth. A quantum leap feels drastic and huge, but the secret is that quantum leaps happen little by little. So what inspired actions help you level up? Connection to spirit with rituals, movement, meditation, and visualization is a great start. Yes, see, I told you guys, like the connecting to spirit with rituals. Like I said, there's something about a place like era, or like I said, like Egyptian, or even like I was picking up, it could be like monks and their practice. For some of y'all, I even picked up samurai, and samurais with they had to learn like their body and their movements. So that's for only a couple, but like I said, for each person it's different. All right, let's read Awakening 40. Wake up. Awaken now to your true self. Are those tears of joy or sorrow? Let them out. 𝒎𝒑 swallows your tears. So 𝒎𝒑 might be someone that you work with or someone that you're studying about. You're vibrating at a higher frequency, so you see everything differently. This is goddess rising. You're waking up. And once you have experienced awakening, you can never go back to not knowing. Yep. The path of awakening is not straight, comfortable, or easy. You have chosen to lift the veil and have a real relationship with the divine. You didn't come to transcend this world while you're living in it. You came here to dig into the soil, plant yourself, and grow. The ascension is your divine purpose. Another thing that came to mind as well is you guys might have mediumship abilities, and with the life restored, you guys might be someone that guides the, like, that helps those that have passed on move on. All right, let's see what else you guys got. Yeah, it's just repeating. I feel like a blessing on the senses that gift the world to you. And that's just talking about that empathy, using your empathy as a superpower. Like, that's your power. Stand in it. A blessing on your day. What I got with this is since it's the number 5, you guys might be a life path 5. You guys might be seeing 555 a lot. 55, 55, 55. I'm also getting with this, since she's hugging or, you know, resting on the tree, spend time in nature. Nature rejuvenates you guys. Nature restores you. Alright, let's look at the other cards that I pulled. This is like, this is guidance. This is guidance on, like, guidance to help you through this initiation. And you guys got the Empress with Venus, love. 5 of Swords, the Strength. 4 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and 4 of Wands. So 4 of Wands to me is, I feel like in this reading it's a community card. I feel like to make sure that you are not losing touch with your community, make sure that you're contributing to your community, make sure you're not isolating yourself. With the five of Swords, I feel like don't let don't make, because it's really easy, especially with like outside noise. So don't let like social media, outside noise, especially the outside noise that really doesn't want us to be in our power, that really doesn't want to listen to ourselves, they just want us to be sheep. Make sure that you are not being falling into their illusions of separation, because 5 of Swords is all about illusions. And just like, don't be in that illusion of we all need to be individuals, we all need to be separate, you know. Don't fall into it where like there's no good people and like we can't have communities, because, you know, like with this is my pile where like watching news isn't great. Because the news nowadays, even back then, and I'll tell you a story about the news. This is when I stopped watching the news, was when I was about, I don't know what age I was. I know I was young. And like this was back in the day, and they still kind of do it, like with the resurrection and stuff like that. But for instance, on the news, especially on New Year's Eve, my grandmother, she loved watching the news all the time, and they would have this person on there always talking about the world's gonna end in, you know, 1998, or the world's always gonna end. And you know, it became, it's like one of those things that I realized that was a constant cycle. But at the time, like, I wasn't like, you know, mature enough to know. And like I literally thought the world was gonna end. I remember being in my bed and like stressing out and wondering what was gonna happen to the earth, and if like things was gonna, like, if there's just a bunch of fire that was gonna come down and like destroy us all, like it did the dinosaurs. Like, it really had me freaking out. And the next day I woke up and I was just like, what the crap? Like, I stressed out. I thought of all of that stuff for nothing. Like, I was so upset about it. And that's like when I stopped watching the news, because I feel like the news is just more of trying to separate us than I feel like it's trying to bring us together. You have a heart of gold, and you have the strength beside you. You have the strength backing you. Whether you know it or not, you're very powerful, and you've got a lot of strength. And with her sitting next to, you know, the lion and being able to tame, right? Being able to bring people together. So don't allow distractions that are trying to create illusions overcome you. Don't be so rash and quick to judge. Alright, that's all that I got for you guys. If you like this message, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have a story and like to share it with me, I'd love to hear it. Put it down in the comments below. Alright, bye guys.